So, you want to have the Timelord title in World of Warcraft. Well, you've come to the right place, for I will help you out as best as I can. Now, in this video we are going over the basics of Chromie's abilities, and we're going over the items that you can find within the Hourglass. So let's go ahead and get right to it with Chromie's abilities. The first set, Tier 1. You have the Hourglass and you have the Swift Boot. Now let's just break this down. The Hourglass is, simply put, Chromie takes a moment to stun the enemy. Just freezes them in time. The freeze doesn't last long. It's about as long as, say, Hammer of Justice or whatnot. It's a stun. That's all it is. Acceleration allows you movement and mounted movement speed increased by around 20%. The bonus for both of these is the same. Damage and healing is increased by 5%. When you're officially going for your run, I typically go for acceleration because point A to point B faster. It helps. Next set, Tier 2. One pretty much says Chromie becomes a tank, or Chromie becomes a healer. Now, as a DPS, you typically want her to go healer. Typically being the key word, because you're the one doing all the damage. Now, this is not to say that some casters may opt on Chromie being a tank. The bonus is still the same, however. Health is increased by 5%. The good news is when Chromie becomes a tank, she gets additional defense, and her health goes up. So that's helpful. The bad side, of course, being, well, she's the one taking more damage. So if you don't kill things fast enough, she might not recover. But if you are bringing along your healer, well, you're definitely going to want her to go tank, now won't you? Item 3. The Drake or the Handshake. Now, when you're building reputation, I do not care. If you are building reputation, you're going to do the little handshake. Because the handshake says, at the 5-minute marker, when there's 5 minutes or less, you gain additional reputation with Chromie. Again, when you're trying to build up your rep, this is a good thing. However, if your reputation is maxed out, there's no point to that. So go ahead and scoot your happy little cursor over and choose the Bronze Drake. And again, the bonuses are the same on both. Movement and mounted speed is increased by another 5%. Neat. And very helpful. Tier 4. Chromie reveals nearby treasures versus you have an increased chance to find a Bronze Drake in one of the treasures. Now, let's just break this down. A lot of people will go for the Bronze Drake because what these guys do is on the first 4, if any of those bosses are still standing, the Bronze Drake will take its happy little butt and take one out for you. That sounds great, right? On your official run, you can go with either. I typically go with the treasure chest or the ability to see more treasure chests because additional chests give you additional hourglasses. Additional hourglasses give you additional chances to get a Bronze Drake in the first place. You see where I'm going with this. And if you don't, then let's do some basic math. You can either A, hope a Bronze Drake shows up in 3 treasure chests, and you can take out 3 bosses at once. Or B, you can get a total of 2 per boss, because you kill the boss plus the treasure chest. Averages out to about 2. I typically go with that treasure chest thing just because I know where a few of them are. Helps me out a lot. Just put that out there. Tier 5. You don't get an option. You get no option. Your chance to find Sands of Time, or the Hourglass that I've been calling it, is increased by 100%. Well, that's helpful. And of course, health is increased by another 10%. Again, helpful. Keepsake, Continuum, or teleport to the dragon shrines. This is a question. A lot of people don't know which way to go. I'm going to tell you this. Straightforward, bar none. If you are still building rep, I'm going to say this one more time. If you are still building rep, you will go with the portals. If your rep is already maxed out, however, then you will go with the keepsake continuum. Because the powerful items are no joke, and we will cover those powerful items later. Tier 7, much like Tier 5, does not give you an option. This is what you're getting. And yes, the bonus is just wonderful. I'm all for that bonus. This is why I state, before you think of doing the run, you're going to want to set aside 9 days. Some of y'all, maybe 10. Why do I say 9 days? Let me explain. Dragon Crash takes about 5 days of research. Tier 6 is about 2 days. Tier 5 is 1. Tier 4 is 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 5, that's 9. 9 days. It's research time. And that's if you have your rep maxed out. But yes, you will definitely want Dragon Crash because that bonus is so much nicer. Are we good? So you understand that research will take 9 days. Okay, now that we got that covered, and I've told you which way you should go depending on if you're building rep or if you're doing your grind. Now we will go to what these item boxes, these hourglasses as I've been calling them, will drop. Temporary buff or stolen time. Favor of the bronze or stolen time is the first option. Favor of the bronze. If you are building rep, that is where you're going. I don't care. You're going right there. Temporary buff. You're going right there. The temporary buff, or favor of the bronze, as you can read, says, you hand the sands of time to Chromie, increasing the rate at which you gain reputation with her. Again, you pretty much look at the hourglass and go, here you go. This is helpful, especially if you have that other handshake buff that I talked about earlier. Treasure or the damage reduction buff. Now, if you're having problems and things are just putting you to hell, putting you to task, you're going to go with the damage reduction buff. That's just a given. If you're going for your big run, you're going damage reduction buff. That's a given. The Time Lost Wallet gives you gold by default, but it also has a small chance, because, you know, random number generator, it has a small chance to give you a little pet Drake. It's a paddle pet. A paddle bet? What the hell's a paddle bet? It's a battle pet. I got about 2 of them already, but it's a battle pet. Paddle bet. What the hell is wrong with my head today? The reputation buff and the speed buff. There's no other way to say that. The straight up reputation buff is just that. Again, you hand sands of time to Chromie, she gives you more reputation. In this case, as a flat number. Too bad you can't just hold off to the side, huh? Now, when you're going for your official run, you're going to go with the movement speed. Because again, the faster you can move, the better it goes. The reputation is a flat number. If you're getting it pretty early on, go ahead and hit your flat number, get it done, get it out the way. I stress this only because you cannot hold on to these. This will be the only option that keeps coming up until you choose one of these two. That said, the Bronze Drake or the 100 reputation. Again, depending on how early along you're getting this, you want to just spam the reputation because you can always come back and do it again. You can always come back and do this again. Even if you run out of time, she just says sorry or, well, we're out of time or something, and you go back. You can always come back and do it some more. That is fine. But when you're doing your official run and Bronze Drake comes up, you click it. There is no doubt. There is no confusion. There is no question. You click this. The only time you don't bother clicking this is in the back 4. In the front 4, if this shows up, you click it. Because it'll either A, take out one of the bosses, or B, it will give you a buff. I'm not sure which one it is. It'll either be Fangs or Hide. And we'll go over those when we come across them. The powerful item. When you are going for your official run, if this shows up, you click it. I don't care what the other option is. The other option has to be insta-win for you to even think about not clicking powerful item. No, seriously. If the other option doesn't say Chromie is safe, go out of the instance. If it doesn't say that, don't click it. You click powerful item. I don't care. Now, if you're going to build just rep, if you're here for just rep, solid rep, nothing but rep, then and only then will you consider the other option. I say consider the other option. Do you understand this? The powerful item, not a joke. For your back 4, these are going to be the things that either make or break your time limit. Let's move to the next one. Treasure, Time Lost Wallet, which we just went over a little bit ago, and the damage/healing buff, or the Fangs of the Bronze. Well, if you're a really poor person, you're going to want to hit the treasure. But 9 out of 10 times, you are going to hit the Fangs of the Bronze if this is what comes up as an option. In this situation, damage and healing trumps treasure. But I don't get the paddle. See, I said it again, damn it. But I don't get the battle pet. I don't care. You get that first. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get it? Are you following? I hope so, because it's your run that you have to worry about, not mine. Time warped badges. Huh. That's a thing. And stolen time. Now, when you're officially going for your run, you should not need stolen time. This is the last motherfucking item on your list. Bar none, this is the last item on your list. If you're going for rep, then this is going to be an item that you want to keep. However, when you're going for your official run, you are trying to get it done in 15 minutes. Stolen time does not matter. Do you understand that? But the time warp badges, they come up so sparingly. Well, for me they do. It ain't bad to grab one or two or whatever. But when you're going for your official run, stolen time isn't a thing. It should not be a thing. Now, I believe that is all the options. Now, as I said earlier, this is a key thing, okay? So, for those of you who are keeping up, which buffs do I get if I'm doing rep? And which buffs do I get for my official run? For your official run, powerful item. Right off the bat, powerful item. You want 4 of those, because you can only get 4. Get 4 of those. Bronze Drake. By the time you actually get Bronze Drakes, it'll be probably 1 or 2. But they'll clear out your first 4 shrines. 1 of them per one. Then, for your official run, you're going to go damage and healing, hide, speed. Those are going to be things you focus on. The stolen time, toss that away. Reputation, toss that away. You don't need anything else but those. But if you're stuck with certain options, the badges, the time lost wallet, then the stolen time or reputation. Only when you're doing the official run, that's the order of your importance. Powerful item, Bronze Drake, buffs, buffs, buffs for days. Get the buffs, stack the buffs, 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 buffs. Now when you're going for reputation, it goes a little differently. You want the reputation buff, if you can get it. You want the reputation itself, 200, 150. Those are usually the increments it comes in. Stolen time will be picked up if and only if you need that additional time. The more time you get killing little things, the more rep you can chip away. Buffs, of course, are going to be a big thing after that. And then, of course, the time lost wallet, maybe the powerful item, and maybe the bronze. But you see the difference. Now that you're armed with this, let's go ahead and show you videos of it actually being put to use. Shall we?